All right, let's talk about something you probably have in your fridge right this very second, but I bet you have no idea about its secret, surprisingly criminal life.
So, if I asked you what the world's most stolen food is, what would you guess? Maybe pricey electronics, fancy wine or spirits, even expensive cuts of meat? Well, all good guesses, but the real answer is something else entirely, something you'd probably never expect.
Believe it or not, it's cheese. Yep, cheese. From a simple block of cheddar to those giant, prized wheels of Parmesan, cheese somehow holds this bizarre, unlikely title as the most stolen food on the planet.
And we're not talking about small amounts here. A staggering 4%. 4% of all the cheese made in the entire world gets stolen every single year. Just think about how much cheese that actually is. It's wild.
Okay, so the big question is, why? Why cheese of all things? Well, to figure this out, let's start where most of these crimes happen, a place you know very well, the local supermarket.
It turns out criminologists actually have a name for the perfect kind of item to steal. And wouldn't you know it, a block of cheese fits the description almost perfectly.
It's this acronym, CRAVD. Each letter stands for something that makes an item easy to lift. So, for cheese, it's C, concealable, you can hide it easily. R, removable, you can just grab it. A, available, it's in every store. V, valuable, it's got a high price for its small size. E, enjoyable, everyone wants it. And disposable, meaning it's super easy to sell off. I mean, think about it. Unlike a new phone, cheese almost never has a security tag. And the methods thieves use are pretty clever in their own simple way. You know, hiding a block of cheese in a big coat pocket, tucking it away in a baby stroller, or even swapping the price labels on the bulk items to get a super expensive cheese for just a few bucks.
Okay, but we're about to move way beyond simple shoplifting. This whole story gets so much bigger. We're not just talking about a few stolen blocks of cheese anymore. We're talking about massive, organized, major league heists.
Even celebrity chef Jamie Oliver had to warn people about it. He put out this message saying, you know, if you see some posh cheese going for cheap, it's probably stolen. These aren't just random acts. They're huge, planned-out operations. I mean, just look at the scale of this stuff. It really is like something out of a heist movie. In 2015, you had 155 grand worth of French cheese just gone. Then in 2016, $200,000 of Munster stolen with forged papers. Fast forward to 2024, almost $400,000 worth of prize-winning cheddar vanished. And in Italy, well, that's a whole other level.
Yeah, get this. Over 2 years, a single-armed gang in Italy stole almost $900,000 worth of Parmigiano Reggiano. We're talking a crew of 11 people, using radios, special tools, the whole 9 yards, to get past high-tech alarm systems. This is serious business.
So, where is all this stolen cheese going? It's clearly not just to feed a few families. No, this cheese is actually fueling a really complex and kind of dark global black market.
And the police take it incredibly seriously, especially in Italy, the home of Parmesan. This one police officer put it perfectly. He said, cheese is a bit like gold here. When the police are comparing cheese theft to a gold heist, you know it's a big deal. And he's not really exaggerating. To really get its value, you need to understand that in Italy, Parmesan is basically a financial asset. I'm not kidding. Some banks will actually accept wheels of Parmesan as collateral for a loan. They store hundreds of millions of dollars worth of it in these giant secure vaults. It's literally like a cheese-based gold standard.
So the stolen cheese gets smuggled across borders. It might end up in restaurants that are willing to look the other way, or sold directly on the black market. And places where there are sanctions on EU food, like Russia, become these huge, lucrative markets for the stolen goods. But it gets even crazier. The cheese industry can actually be a perfect front for money laundering. Seriously. Crime syndicates will pour their illegal cash into a legitimate but expensive cheese-making business. Then they sell the cheese, sometimes even at a loss, just to generate huge amounts of clean money. It hides where the funds originally came from, and that clean cash can then be used to fund all their other criminal activities.
Okay, so with stakes this high, with international crime syndicates involved, what can anyone even do about it? How do the cheesemakers and the stores actually fight back?
Well, it's turned into this constant cat-and-mouse game, really. It's a mix of old-school, low-tech security and some pretty amazing new high-tech ideas. And the first line of defense is always vigilance.
So on the ground level, you've got all the stuff you'd expect, right?
CCTV cameras, security guards, good alarms and locks, maybe putting security tags on the really expensive stuff, all the standard security measures to try and deter the casual thief.
But here's where it gets really cool and futuristic. Producers are now fighting back with technology. The official group that governs Parmigiano Reggiano, they've started embedding tiny, edible microchips right into the rind of the cheese. How cool is that? They can scan it and track a single wheel of cheese all the way from the farm to the store, which makes it way, way harder for thieves to sell it on the black market.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? The journey of that cheese in your fridge might be more like a crime thriller than you ever could have guessed. And it kind of leaves you wondering, if cheese has this whole secret criminal life, what other everyday things in our shopping carts have a hidden story we know nothing about?